Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world, and happy next year. And some of you may already be celebrating that, or close to it at least, if you're in Australia. And welcome. This is the Friday version of Harmonize, 2Energize. My name is Terry Matthews. I'm working remotely as part of the Jin Shin Jyutsu organization here in my house. And today we practice self-help Jin Shin Jyutsu. For those of you that are new to Jin Shin Jyutsu is an art of harmonizing life energy or chi or ki, you may have heard those names, in the body. And in Jin Shin Jyutsu, we do this by placing our hands left and right of the spine on what we call safety energy locks, which are connected to organ function energy pathways. And this helps us balance and harmonize, transform and melt any blockages to anything that is resisting our ability to be more harmonious in our life. Well, of course, it's coming to the end of the year of 2021 and we're moving to 2022. And in Jin Shin Jyutsu terms, you could say that is a number 9 in numerology, meaning end of a cycle, beginning of a new. So without further ado, let's practice those kinds of practices that will help us open safety energy lock number 9. And I'll just show you the slide for those of you that don't know. Here we go. Let's have a look at the slides. So there it is, the number 9 safety energy lock, just around the 7th and 8th thoracic vertebrae. Some people say it's even lower, but anyway, it came into the universe meaning end of a cycle, beginning of another. Every end is a seed of a fresh beginning. The basis of foundation. So we progress. We go through a cycle and it comes to some conclusion and then we move on to the next one. The number 9 safety energy lock can also help chest congestion, back, hip, foot discomforts, toes, callus and sprains. So it has some bonuses for us all. So there are practices that Mary taught in Self-Help Book 2 where these slides actually come from. And the quickie should be, could be, to hold the thumb, left or right. And although the illustration appears to be showing the upper arm, it's actually holding the inside of the elbow tendon there, left or right, and you can hold them together or one at a time. And I'm just going to add one more practice to this to boost that opening and that harmonizing. You hold one of your elbow tendons with the opposite inside of your knee. So, can you see this inside of the knee? Yes, good. And it's the opposite inside of the knee. So, without further ado, I think I can do away with the slides at this point and you can watch me. Without further ado, let us begin. Now, with the fingers, I always suggest you do a little bit of research around, in this case, the thumb. Just see which part might be more tender than the others, left or right. And maybe you'll concentrate on that. You'll hold that area. Otherwise, you can just hold the whole thumb like that. Sitting up as straight as you possibly can. Let's just breathe out. Drop our shoulders. Smile with delight for what is to be. And how we practice this is 4 sets of 9 breaths, equaling 36. Do you notice it's the number 9? So each cycle we do, we end whatever progression we were on and we move to the next one. So sitting up straight, drop your shoulders, close eyes, hold left or right thumb, place it in your lap, probably around about the intersection of your left and right thighs. It's called a middle 15. And we're going to exhale from the back of our head, safety energy lock number 4, through that hip groin area, the 15, to the big toe, and then inhale from the big toe through the 15 and 2, which is the back of the hip, and the sacroiliac joint, all the way back up to the 4, which is the occiput. So let's begin, and we'll do a cycle of 9. Begin by exhaling down the front, all the way to the big toes, holding left or right thumb. Here we go. And the speed at which you do it relates to your metabolic rate, not mine. No specific way of breathing out or in. Just do what comes naturally to you, mouth, nose, both together, whatever. Okay, so I've completed 1. Let's do 8 more. And as you reach the 9th exhalation, inhalation, just slip into the space or the 0 zone, which is in fact could be seen as the 9th depth, the space, the no thing, the 0 zone, the neutral zone. And just as a point for people who are familiar with safety energy locks, you may notice the pad of the thumb is safety energy lock 18. And guess what? 8 and 1 adds up to 9 too. So if you grab that too, you got more bang for your buck. Excellent. So the next position is here. You're holding here in the elbow joint, the 2 tendons on the outside in alignment, in line with the thumb. You could start with your thumb, go all the way along there, find the tendons in the elbow joint. You can hold one at a time or both together. I'm going to hold both together. because I like to feel that comforting circulation of my arms. And just relax. Close your eyes and exhale. 9 exhalation inhalations. And as you exhale, you're letting go. And that energy that you don't need is going to earth. So feel that connection with your feet connected to the earth. And then as you inhale, energy moves up from the earth, Mother Nature, back through the big toe, all the way up through the hip to the head. Beth, that's because I wasn't talking. Keep breathing out. So again, as you come to the 9th exhalation inhalations, just relax into that space where you be. Just observe, be the witness to where you are. Notice, in a short space of time, 18 breaths, how far you may have traveled. Where is your mind now? Okay, 3rd practice today, either the left or the right elbow joint and the opposite inside of the knee, which is in fact safety energy lock 1, the prime mover. All right, see, it's something like this. Or if you're going to do the other knee, something like that. It's opposite. And that's going to allow us to really move through into the energy of the 9. Move through to the next level, the next dimension. 9 and 1. Here we go. And those of you that have been practicing this for a while, you may remember that we're waiting till we feel the connecting pulse between the places our hands are on, the safety energy locks. And for those of you that are new, it feels like a radial artery pulse that you would feel on your wrist, or your maybe the pulse you'd feel on your neck. It's the blood pulse. And the blood pulse follows the energy, not the other way around. So underlying all creation is energetic light and sound, and beyond that is nothing. But we in our human form connect through our senses, and we feel the pulse. So the exhale, dropping the shoulders, letting go of all those burdens, those boulders on your shoulders, and receiving cosmic purified energy to rejuvenate you, to prepare you for the year to come. The new cycle of life in the circle of life. And guess what? We breathe in a circular way, and we bring in the light as it spirals and circles clockwise, heaven to earth or head to foot, and clockwise foot to head. All right. As you come to the 9th exhalation inhalation, just slip into witnessing where you be, what you're feeling, how you're feeling. Don't get too attached. Just observe. Just notice. And for the 4th cycle of 9, choose one of those 3. Either the thumbs, the elbows, or the elbow and the opposite one that you felt activated in you, connected with you where you are right now. Here we go for the last cycle of 9. Breathing out. There you go. Feel that firm connection with the ground beneath, the carpet, the floor, the earth, Mother Earth, the nurturer, supporting us, keeping us connected to this earthly plane. We have to bring the energy from the cosmos down to earth, eyes on heaven, feet on the ground. Sorry, I turned the audio off. Anyway, congratulate yourself. You completed the 4 sets of 9. And as I was saying that you couldn't hear, you virtually completed 365 days of growth of your soul, heart, mind, and body. And you're moving gently, perhaps, vigorously, perhaps, towards the next stage in your growth. And Jin Shin Jyutsu is an art, like many arts, to facilitate the movement of our journey, of our soul, heart, mind, and body. As we let go of what we don't need and bring in what we do want and need, we can progress. But of course, without practice, it's difficult to progress. So adopt or adapt some of these practices that we've done today. They may help you at any time when you feel stuck in a rut of some kind, or in a gear that you're finding difficult to shift out of. The number 9 and also the number 1 will help you move through. And do it consciously with your breath, because the breath brings in more light. And it's the light that helps transform those blockages which we all have to one degree or another. So before we move on to the next cycle, let us have a quick look at what's happening in the Jin Shin Jyutsu world, what's coming up in 2022. First thing that's coming up that I'm aware of in January is a 5-day self-help online seminar with Sarah and Kelly. This gives you a foundation. If you're new to Jin Shin Jyutsu, this would be a perfect way for you to connect to the roots of Jin Shin Jyutsu. And we have found when people have done this, when they go on perhaps to study further, they feel that they've already got a strong enough connection not to be overwhelmed by any new information that's coming towards them. The class dates and times are here, Wednesday, January the 19th through Sunday, January the 23rd. Here are the times, and as with all the webinars, includes 3 months of online replay. Your organizer, Maggie King and Susan Kempfer, register today. And then Sarah, the ubiquitous Sarah, joins us again January the 26th, doing the next step, if you like. What is a 5-day basic seminar? You've done your foundation, perhaps. It's not always the case that people do a living the art or a self-help, but the next step on your journey could be the 5-day basic seminar, where you learn the information and practices in part 1 and part 2, following text 1 and text 2 that Mary Burmeister and Jerome Marai brought to us back in the early part of the century, and then through the 70s and onwards until today. Here's all the information, dates, times, again, 3 months of replay. There's your cost for a new student and then for a review student. And a review student is not someone who's done a self-help class or similar. A review student is someone who's actually done one 5-day class and wants to review it. Now, if you've missed any of the classes, you can click on any of these links here and you can pay whatever the fee is, and you can look at past classes. Some people ask, well, how do I become a practitioner now? Ordinarily, 3 5-day classes, which are live, but with the current situation, 2 online webinars, and that includes repeats. So in other words, the replays that weren't live, plus 1 live. And we'll talk about how we can get people to go to live 5-day classes in the future. Okay, excellent. So just a quick shout out for next Wednesday is, as some of you know who attend, is the Sharing Inspiring Stories version of Harmonize to Energize. And we're lucky that we've had quite a few people in the past 6 months come and join us and share with us many, many inspiring stories. And most of those replays are available on our YouTube site, Jin Shin Jyutsu Official. And I'm sorry that some of these have not yet been uploaded, and that's because Ali has been out of the loop and I've not learned how to do uploading. It's really a job that I really should learn. But I want to say a special shout out and thank you to Ali here today, because he is a phenomenal support person as well as a phenomenal presenter, and I'm sure all of you have enjoyed him when he's come on, along with all the other different presenters we've had. So I want to shout out again to any of you who've got inspiring stories. Please drop me a line at info@jsjinc.com. Let me know what stories you would like to share, and we can see if we can fit up a time for that. All right? So don't shy away, my friends, because sometimes we think our story is not going to be as good as a practitioner that's been doing it for years or an instructor. Wrong already. Come from your heart. If it inspired you in your heart, I tell you, it will inspire others. I promise. And it can be about animals, plants, whatever. Just trust. All right, everybody. We're coming up to 12:30, so I just want to wish you all a very, very happy New Year's cycle. Stay safe, be smart, because we're still being harangued by all kinds of challenges, and make it easy on yourself. There's all kinds of views about what is and what should never be. But I always take the line of least resistance with these things. Look after your soul, heart, mind, and body, because without that, your journey kind of comes to a temporary shift. And if you want that, that's fine. But most of us want to progress and grow and evolve and balance and harmonize with who we are right now. So, all the best to you. Enjoy the rest of the day, whatever you're doing. Enjoy whatever celebrations you're having. And welcome the beauty of the new year, January the 1st, in the winter. The kidney and bladder energy are coming with strength and power to give us support, which they do. They support the spine. Longest pathways in the body. And they help us remove all those false evidences appearing real, those fears. All right? So enough from me. Take care. Feel the love in your heart as you breathe in the light from the universe and you let go of what you don't need. Because the Beatles had it right, I think. All you need is love. That little finger. Eh? Too much of this, not enough of this, disharmony. All right, take care, everybody. I've enjoyed sharing with you. See you next year.